reading about how driven you've been and what you've done, it seems like you've really pushed sleep aside and not prioritized it. But this new calm David seems like maybe he's upping his sleep. So talk about that piece.
I did not sleep through most of my 30s and 40s. I was lucky to get one good night's sleep a week. And a lot of it was stress related. I would not be able to calm down enough to fall asleep. And I used to look at the clock, it was 4 a.m., and then I'd panic. Insomnia is a really bad affliction. The way I initially solved it in my early 40s was to go to my doctor, and he prescribed a variety of medicines. I eventually I don't know if it was addicted, but I got used to taking Ambien or Zolpidem. And that's, to me, a bad solution. I had loss of memory. I had foggy brain. I'd wake up in the morning without being alert. That kind of stuff in the morning, I lost that. So I had to wean myself off that. And I did. I mentioned Serena's supplement called Sweet Dreams. It's a natural sleep aid with a little bit of melatonin and it's got some other things in there, L-theanine as well. But that combination just, for me and many of my clients, I advise people and also people I know have gotten off drugs to sleep. And now I fall asleep naturally, very quickly, within a matter of probably 15 minutes of hitting the pillow. Where I fall down is I like to stay up late with Serena, talking, watching movies, working. But what I've learned is if you get to sleep quickly and deeply, you don't need as much time in bed, right? So contrast this. I used to spend 8 hours in bed, up to 8 hours in bed, and still wake up tired. Now I spend maybe 5 hours in bed and I'm sharp, getting up, and I feel great. And it's all about the quality of time in the bed. So I get really good deep sleep now. Serena too. Serena can actually get away with 4 hours sleep and still be functional. Sometimes she doesn't even sleep through the night. Now, we don't recommend that because most people need 6-7 hours sleep. But what I'm saying is if you can meditate and get your mind to be calm and learn to calm down at night and maybe take some natural supplements, you can get really deep sleep. Serena's deep sleep is about 50% of her sleep time, which is remarkable.
So you mentioned this supplement that you take with some melatonin in it. What are some of the other things you do sleep hygiene wise? Darkening the room, temperature of the room. What are some of the things that you do to make sure whatever that period of sleep you're getting is the best quality you can?
I've stopped reading my emails just before bed because that stresses me out and the screen probably doesn't help. So that's been a good one. I try to put my phone down an hour before bed. I'll check it in case of emergency, but I'm not maniacal about it. That's helped. I'll read. I'll think about other things. Having a caring partner next to me has helped. There's not enough said about the benefits of having a loving partner in longevity. That's also been good. And I do drop the temperature. We drop the temperature down to about 68 Fahrenheit. I don't know what that is in Celsius, but it's probably in the low 20s. But it's pretty cool. And that helps me sleep way better, especially if you're in bed with someone who gives off a lot of heat like Serena does. But yeah, that's all good. I used to wear blue light blocking glasses. I have stopped doing that just because I don't have the habit, but I think that could help. And those are the main things. The biggest thing that for me, besides getting off the drugs, was the relaxation. As soon as I stopped worrying about my life and stopping worrying that I'm not the perfect human being that I want to be, then I got good sleep. Right? You need to give yourself a break. You're not always going to succeed. You're not always going to be the best at something. And that's okay. You're going to miss some deadlines. You're going to be late to a meeting. Oh my goodness, the world's not going to end. That's how I treat life now.
Saying that is one thing and it makes a lot of sense, but how do you embody that and actually live that in a way that is profoundly impactful, like you're talking about, and how it's impacted you?
I think if I didn't, I would have had a nervous breakdown. It was that bad. I had some very bad years in 2020 and 21, and it was survival. And I was learning to deal with very big problems. My wife of 20 years unexpectedly, to me at least, dropped a divorce in my lap. And that was like a month after COVID started. And we have assets, so we have companies and whatever. So, and she was a tough negotiator, to put it nicely. So that, along with what the impact had on my children, was the amount of stress on top of COVID and running a lab that was shut down. Too much stress for me to handle. And if I hadn't developed these techniques of not worrying about the small stuff or even the big stuff, I would have ended up maybe doing harm to myself, maybe losing my mind in some way. Certainly, I would have lost a lot of health as a result if I hadn't said, time for a change, David. Let's not worry about stuff so much. And my attitude now is, at the end of a day, if nobody has died that is in my sphere, it's a good day. And that somebody dying who you know or a family member, that's a bad day. Anything else is not.
You mentioned your kids there and the divorce. Have you been able to maintain a good relationship with your kids through all this change and stress?
Oh, I'm glad you asked me that, Jesse. Uh, the stress from the parents was reflected in the children, right? So they felt it. But as soon as I became relaxed and calm and present and listened to them and really cared and was a source of stability and safety for them, my relationship with them changed overnight. They came to me with problems, right? They regarded me as a wise adult, which I had become finally. Um, I wish I had done this in my 20s, but heck, I'm a slow learner. But if any listener is having trouble with their kids and they're agitated, the parent is agitated, I would advise them to calm themselves down, become a wise adult who doesn't get upset at nothing, or be a rock, be someone that people are attracted to because they are calm, and your life will change. Your kids, I expect, will come to you and be much friendlier and want to spend time with you. Same with friends, right? Friends, I mean, who wants to hang around a guy who's always complaining, looking at his phone? That's who I was. I'm not that anymore, and I think the friendships I have now are much deeper than they used to be.
Well, I got to say, I'm feeling and seeing a really soft side of you. And it seems like you've been through a lot and you've come to this really place of stability. And I'm happy for you. So, congrats on doing the work and getting yourself to this place. And now you can continue to do the work you need to do to facilitate your mission in this world.
Thank you. Thanks. I appreciate that. Actually, I haven't talked this personally in public ever. You brought it out in me. I guess you're a kind soul, so I felt like telling you, and hence the world and all the listeners. But I think that it was worth talking about my situation because I'm not unique, and I think I can help others who are in other stressful situations and have kids. especially teenagers who are often problematic. And, again, I talk about things because I want to educate and share my mistakes with others so they don't have to make the same ones.
And I think if anything, it's more impactful from somebody like you who is superhuman to a lot of people. And, that is your mission, longevity and extending lifespan and being larger than life. So you being real and connecting with people in a human way is going to resonate in such a deep way. So I thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
If you enjoyed that clip, you're going to want to head over here and catch a full episode. I'll see you over there.
We're working currently on making a single chemical or a single natural molecule that you can take as a pill that would reverse the aging process. I think that what we get from fasting is turning on the body's natural defenses against aging.